Gary, you've said for the last couple of weeks, got to be up for a cup game. Have the boys now got to be up for a league game?
Yeah, they've been up for most league games, and when they're not, the quality of the league is they can beat you. So yeah, we was up for the cup, that's for sure. But the boys found their form, they found their passion, and we had a bit of a saying just before the game, about showing a bit of passion, and no passion, no point. I'd heard that during the day, and I thought that was a poignant sort of little sentence for us on that day, and they played like that, and that gave us the result. And now we've got to play with the same sort of passion against Portsmouth, because they're a very good side. And I seem to be saying that every week, but they are, because we watch all the highlights of these teams, and they're decent. So it'd be a great game, because it'd be a great atmosphere, and it's one that the boys I know right now are looking forward to.
And because the away section's already sold out, it's going to give it that extra intensity, isn't it?
Yeah, it does, but it gives. I think all players like playing in a big atmosphere, and give them that sort of feeling of a big game, and it is a big game. So yeah, I think they'll take what they've picked up at Crewe, and hopefully they'll put it into this game.
How difficult is selection for you this week? Jordan Cranston's back available for starters, and you've also got that conundrum now up front. If you've got three strikers working very hard and scoring goals, so there's a decision to be made over shape as well, if you can sort of shoehorn them all in.
Yeah, there is, and that's why you get averagely paid as a manager, without accounting sitting over there, to make big decisions, and that's what you have to do. And the lads know that they trust my decisions. They don't always like it if they're left out, but there'll always be a reason why I've done it, and I'll always explain it to them. So, when a team's won a game, do you keep the same team? It's only 3 days gone or something, so do you put in 3 or 4 fresh players into the team? There's all those decisions, and I'll make the right decisions for the right reasons.
Is there a thought with Billy Walters, who was great this time last year, and then the second half of the season didn't really happen for him? Is there a thought of actually, managing him perhaps a little bit differently to try and get a better second half of the season out of him this year?
Just get rid of him in January.
What, for $1 million?
He only gives, that'd be nice. He's had a great spell, and he's working his socks off. That's the main thing. Pleased he got his goal the other night, and it does create competition anyway. Now Dan Holman's back, and Morg's coming to see me because he wants to play as well. Of course he does. So hopefully that they'll do it in a positive way, which at the moment they all are. They know that there's that competition. So, but Billy, he was pretty new to the game last year, and he is improving all the time. So hopefully he'll be able to see the season out, having scored however many more than he did last year. But he's good to have around, Billy, and the lads all like him, and he's a good, except Munsey probably, but most of them like him.
Because you've now got the forfeit strikers, can you actually say to them, look, just work your socks off, give me an hour, you haven't got to last the 90 because I've got options I can bring on?
You should be a manager, they're great words. Are we writing all these down? Yes, and you state the bleeding obvious sometimes as well.
Yeah, I know I do.
What was the question?
Can you get an hour out of players? 100%.
No, I got your question. It was, if you tell players that, yes, that can be a little bit of motivation for them, in a way that they don't really only want to play an hour. They want to play the whole game. So if you say you've only got an hour, they're going to try and prove to you that they got a little bit more. You can use that one. Players don't like to be injured during at that time, when they're thinking, there's competition. So we have to manage that and be careful with that someone's not playing with a little knock. So, I just have to manage it daily and keep an eye on them in training, see where they are mentally and physically, and then pick the team accordingly.
And talking of injuries, everyone come through Tuesday, all right?
Yeah, they did. there's, again, after every game, there's always a couple of little niggles and things, so you just have to wait till the Friday really to actually pick your team. That's what you have to do most weeks, but very rarely can you pick it on a Thursday when you've had a game on a Tuesday. So, but generally, yeah, there's no, touch wood, there was no major problems.
Portsmouth, obviously, massive club at this level, but they've been at the level for a couple of years. I suppose, in some ways, the pressure cranks up on them year on year, doesn't it?
Well, I would have thought so, yeah. I mean, certainly the pressure's on the managers of Portsmouth year on year. And of course, Paul Cox has gone in there. They could probably put at least, well, they can put 2 top teams out at this level, which I think they did in one of the cup games, didn't they? They changed 10 players, and I think they still beat Bristol Rovers on the day. So they've got a very, very good squad for this level. There's 4 or 5 in their team that should be playing at a high level, but they can get the same sort of wages at Portsmouth as they could in the first division or some championship teams. So they're strong, but they can only play 11, and we've got 11 lads that are going to be up for it, hopefully. And if we are, then they're not going to be able to come here and have a nice, comfortable day at the LCI Stadium. LCI Rail Stadium. Gets me another free ticket on the trains.